Hey, hey, Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your daily collective reading. That's right, I am changing things up this week. So if you feel drawn to the title of the video, there certainly could be something here for you. All right, welcome, Soul Tribe. What do we have going on for you today or at this time in your life? Some of you are overcoming an issue that had been ongoing for quite some time in the past. You have the memories card here, and this is about nostalgia. It's about the past. It can also be about memories. I feel like you've done a lot of soul searching. This is about reminiscing over something that may have been challenging or difficult, but it can also be reminiscing about when times were simple, when times were good. And if there has been a bit of conflicting energy, I feel like this breakthrough is bringing in some sort of clarity. You have the breakthrough card here, which is a realization. If you've been living in the past, or it feels like you've been focused on maybe the 4 or 5 of cups. Sometimes that 5 of cups can be disappointment or even regret or depression over something that has occurred. I feel like you are having an aha moment. You may be getting some sort of help. There may be acceptance coming in. There's a moment of truth. And depending on when you're watching this, we are coming up against the eclipse season, the first one of 2025 in March. And I feel like this eclipse season is bringing about a lot of internal truths where you may be making some life choices that will alter your destiny, that will alter your path moving forward. And you have this family card here, and this is like the 10 of Pentacles. And I'm getting a message here around someone from the past that you have had some sort of relationship with or a partnership with. This could be a lover, it could be a family member, perhaps it was a close friend. It may have even been a complete stranger, but I feel like there was someone here who was a catalyst for your growth. Meaning there may have been karmic lessons that you have learned. This dynamic may have brought out all of your shadows, all of your wounds, all of your triggers. And I feel like it wasn't this person per se. I mean, yes, this person was the catalyst, but it wasn't them that brought about all this destruction per se. It was all of the past combined, maybe even going back to childhood. This could be things that happened for you 10 years ago, and maybe you met this individual 5 years ago, but it feels like this situation that you were in kind of stirred the pot. And I feel like you took a while to heal from some of the wounds that brought up. And I feel like you're finally letting someone or something go, meaning there's either acceptance over the past, there may be closure over the past, or a heightened sense of awareness that that person was a key player in your life. So let's clarify, because this is a big energy coming in for you, collective. Let's look at the memories. March could be a significant month. Now we also have the Aries new moon eclipse on the 29th of March, and that is the finalization of a 3-series eclipse amongst the Libran Aries axis that started back in September, October of 2023. So perhaps some of you, this has been a cycle that has been going on, maybe a cycle of healing or introspection for the past few years. You have the 7 of Wands showing up here. The 7 of Wands is living life on your terms. You had to go through this experience. And yes, you may have felt backed into a corner. You may have felt closed off or accused. You may have felt pressure. You may have even been very stubborn at times because you felt like you were in a pressure cooker. And I feel like this energy may have stirred up some of your challenging traits. Okay, it may have brought up your defense mode and you may have gotten angry. You may have even, let some angry words fly around here, or you may have felt like, you got pushed and pulled around in some way with that 7 of Wands. You see that the 7 Wands are heading straight for her. And here you have the 7 of Swords. Wow. 7 of Swords is showing up. Double sevens. Sevens are very spiritual. Very spiritual indeed. And actually 2023 was a 7 year, if my math is correct. When you add up 2025, we're in a 9 year. So that means last year was an 8 and 2023 was a 7 year. So a very spiritual year that may have been for you, where there was a lot of reflection, a lot of insight, and a lot of inner awareness. But the reason why you're able to fully have this breakthrough, fully show up in your highest self here, King of Swords, this is discernment, this is truth, this is understanding. It's also about experience. You have learned a lot from the lessons that you've gone through. And for some of you, there were massive betrayals. And some of you may have even been in denial about a situation. It feels like you were spinning in circles. You weren't quite sure, like, do I stay? Do I go? Do I give this another chance? Do I heal a part of myself and then it's better? Or are they going to heal a part of themselves and then it's better? It feels like there were a lot of different angles you were trying to approach this situation of the past, but all of those angles felt wrong in a way. Maybe not wrong, but it just felt like no matter what angle you approach this situation, it didn't matter because it wasn't meant to withstand long term. Like it wasn't something that was meant to be a part of your life, for the rest of your life. It was an experience that you were meant to go through in order for you to show up in your truest form, soul tribe, because the 7 of Swords is truth. It's raw truth. It's authenticity. And oftentimes, why do people lie? Why do they cheat? Why do they sneak around? Why do they try to get away with something? It is because of a desired outcome. They have a hidden motive, or they have some sort of an intention because they have an outcome that is desirable to them, and it's selfish at times, right? It's selfish. I mean, there can be little white lies where someone doesn't want to hurt another person's feelings, and then there can be full-on huge lies, and maybe the outcome, they don't want the tower to come in, so they deny things, or they sneak around, or they're not being fully honest because they want the happily ever after, or they want things to be happy and abundant and great, and it just feels like someone was walking on eggshells. Someone wasn't being fully honest, and I feel like this may have been both parties here, because there's 2 sevens, and now you may be looking back saying, wow, I also contributed to this equation. It's not one-sided here. And I feel like it's not a bad thing by realizing your role that you played in this, because you have learned so much. We have air here. So Gemini, Aquarius, Libran energy. But again, this is about gaining an understanding. This is a very experienced king. He has not only the book smarts, but he has the street smarts as well. This is someone who is an excellent communicator because of what he's gone through. So for some of you, that was part of the lessons, how to communicate and express yourself authentically, how to express your truth, because he's all about the truth. You want him on your side, if you are going through a situation where truth is required. And I feel like you've learned to stand in your integrity. You've learned the art of discernment here. Whether you are female or male, it doesn't matter. But I just feel like you've gone through a massive amount of healing because of what this put you through here. Now, in the present energy, we have a breakthrough. Now, this may be because of part of the eclipse energy that's showing up, or it could be that you finally understand something for what it is. And I see that there is a huge realization that is taking place. And the realization is that you are clever, that you will share this knowledge, that you will take the education that you've learned, the lesson that you've learned from this situation, and you're going to turn it into wisdom by not repeating the same lesson, or by setting a good example or becoming a good role model, maybe by making different choices that will take your destiny and your path in a different direction. Because we have the Tower. There's Aries energy. So there is a sudden, unexpected breakthrough that comes in for you. The Tower in this case is an awakening. This is a new beginning where any old structures for you, Soul Tribe, that were based on lies, that were based on, not fully being 100% authentic, that is getting shattered here. And you are ready to embrace a new life. Look what you have at the bottom of the deck. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a positive reward. You have gone through an experience, and I feel like you've taken that experience and you've really integrated into this newer version of yourself. And I feel like that changes your entire outlook on life in some way. I'm going to take this here, this Ace of Pentacles, because this is the start of something brand new. You have the Six of Cups behind it. So there's your second chance. What else do we have here for the breakthrough? Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is hardworking. This is someone who invests in himself. And I feel like you're ready to learn some new skills. You're like, Mel, I've learned from those past lessons. I've learned from that past relationship. I've learned what I want, what I don't want. I've learned how to communicate and express myself better. I have learned about my triggers and my own wounds. I've learned to work through sabotaging behaviors. You have done a lot of self-development, I'm picking up on. And you may even be continuing to grow and to learn your skills. The Page of Pentacles, he is someone who is excited about his future. He has a coin and he's flipping it up in the air. And whenever I see this coin and this page, I always think of that song, Heads Carolina, Tails California. So for some of you, you could be moving, you could be relocating, you could be traveling, you may even be moving your life in a new direction. So I feel like that's part of the Ace of Pentacles here. You are moving your life in a new direction. And the Page of Pentacles is practical. He is, he's someone who's not impulsive, right? He's not someone who's going to make a rash decision, but I feel like he is going to make a smart decision. He's going to take a calculated risk. And that is what is required of you to move forward into this new life. And this means that, you could even be reflecting a bit at this time on what this new life looks like for you. But the most important message that's coming through, collective, is stay loyal to your truth. Stay loyal to yourself. And I feel like as long as you stand in your integrity and you use that brilliant mind of yours and you take the lessons that you've learned and you continue to integrate them into your reality, I feel like you are set up for success. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. You have the Sun. This is Leo energy here. There is sunshine ahead. The Sun card is happiness, abundance, vitality. Now, this comes from within. You are happy, maybe for the first time in a long time. This tells me here that you have been reflecting on what truly makes you happy, what warms your soul, what does success mean for you? And how can you incorporate more playfulness, more vitality, more enjoyment, and more magic into your life? For some of you, I'm just going to say that there could be an unexpected pregnancy. On the Sun card, she does have a growing belly here. So for some of you, that could turn your life in a new direction. All right. That may be, I mean, it could be expected as well, but perhaps you've been trying for quite some time and you've had to learn a lot of lessons around patience and trusting the universe here, and also maybe working on your health. And for others of you, this is your happiness. This is your happiness. You are building a life for yourself that is based in your truth, where you can find balance here. You have the Two of Pentacles right behind the Sun. That is about not comparing per se, but looking back. If you are going to compare, I feel like it's to create a better tomorrow, right? You're saying, I know where I've been and I'm embracing what I have right here, right now. So in the near future, you have this family card showing up. Some of you, this has to do with family structures, maybe even learning valuable lessons around your own parents, your own children. This can be ancestral healing. You may have been the first one to break some patterns, break some limiting beliefs that had set your family apart in some way. Okay. It may even be some form of toxicity, maybe alcoholism or addictions of some sort, because I feel like this feels more liberating. The family card, it feels like there's a strengthening of the heart after maybe the heart has felt a little wounded, a little bit bruised here. And also you see the little baby feet. So again, children may be involved, or this has to do with really healing and nurturing the inner child. So this is about stability. That's where you are headed. Stability internally. That means mentally and physically and spiritually. All of those areas, very interesting. All of those areas feel like they are aligned, and that's your emergency call in a way where it feels like now is the time for you to embrace life, because you're not sure, how many days you have left on earth, or if you're going to see someone again. It just feels like you're living for the now. You are not getting caught up with the worries of yesterday. You are not letting small conflicts get in the way. I feel like there could even be someone maybe that you have had a falling out with that apologizes or says, I don't want to spend time apart here. I don't want to continue living this life where I'm hanging on to this pain or this turmoil any longer. And it feels like there is a call. There's a call to bring in some sort of help, quite literally with that siren that had passed us by. So I feel like that has to do with healing. Some of you, this is healing and help when it comes to strengthening some family bonds. Now, a lot of you are headed towards maybe the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles. It can be marriage. It can be strengthening relationships. It may even be shaking up what family has felt like for you in the past and having a breakthrough in order for you to truly align to your happiness. So let's clarify, why is the family card showing up here for the collective in the future? There's the 10 of Cups. Yeah, this does have to do with the ultimate blessing. So the 10 of Cups is reflecting on relationships and maybe even reflecting on, situations that bring you joy and happiness, like I just said. So if this isn't family, but we do have the family, so I'm going to focus on that. But it could also be a career that helps family out in some way. You may be looking at work that brings you joy. Some of you could work as like a family practitioner, or you work with families or people of all ages. You may also be making some choices around living, like where we live, where do we want to retire? How do we want to grow as a family unit here? The Ten of Cups is a togetherness. It's the ultimate blessing. And I had a feeling that these would coincide with each other because you've been dissatisfied in some way. It feels like in the past there was a lack of emotional fulfillment because the King of Swords, he's all about the lessons. He's all about, learning. He doesn't have a lot of time to focus on the emotional because he's really up in his head learning about, the mental. It's a very psychological energy here as well. Some of you may have even dealt with people that had maybe psychological or mental issues of some sort, or that was affected in some way. But I see here in the future, there's definitely a blessing lining up for you. Can we get one more with that 10 of Cups? Let's take a look here. 10 of Cups here for the collective. The Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. Queen of Pentacles has worked hard to get to where she's at in her life. She is stable. She is secure within who she is. The Queen of Pentacles can be very resourceful, very nurturing, very homey. She's connected to nature. You see nature all around, but she also brings in abundance. Look at next to her. She has this big treasure chest. The coins are actually overflowing. She has the grapes on the vine, and she has all of the beautiful kittens that are at her feet playing around. So she does bring off this energy of independence yet playfulness. She balances the spiritual and the material world. That is what you are doing here, Soul Tribe, female or male. It's just the feminine embodiment here, but this is about you receiving the ultimate blessing because the feminine is all about receiving. It's receptive. And I feel like you are the one that gets to bear the fruit, right? The fruits, the apple trees, the grapes in the background. So I feel like you are definitely enjoying some of the sweet success that is entering into your realm because you are more balanced now than you ever have been. So that is what I have for you. Take this lesson that you've learned in the past, continue to use those lessons moving forward because you have the Sun, you have the 10 of Cups. This is a beautiful blessing showing up. Thank you so much for being here. If you like the reading, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you haven't jumped on board the Soul Saturday sessions, you can find that in the description box. I'll link the playlist in there as well as at the end of the video where I show up face to face and connect with your questions, deliver channeled messages, and also global predictions. Thank you again, Soul Tribe, for tuning in. Lots of love.